Hello, vinyl community. This is Edward with another vinyl update. I'm not sure what number I am, so I'm calling this vinyl update 4.00001. Well, I want to wish everyone a happy Memorial Day. I'm at home kicking it, drinking some coffee. Wanted to get a quick update on some of the new purchases I got over this weekend and last weekend. Some records and some CDs, and I'm going to try to stay under 10 minutes. So I'm going to begin with the CDs that I purchased or found this weekend. One of the ones that I found that I thought was interesting, I've never heard of this band, so I was glad. But let me read the back of it. It says, Louis' songwriting is tuned into today. It's real Chicano, man. The real stuff that you can't hear anymore. It just flows out naturally and really like Echo Valley. Doug Somm. The CD that I found, and it's great music, great songs, is a group called Louis and the Lovers. The album is called Rise. Really good stuff. I recommend if you find this on CD. This came out, it says in 1970. Recommendation from me. Some good stuff. Oh, if you hear some music in the background, I started the day off playing this on vinyl. Good classical music. One of my other CD finds, I'm sure everybody's seen this, but I finally got me the Beatles live at the BBC. To show you one of the discs, it's really cool. It's got the cool looking apple. And then also what's kind of really cool about it was that it had this official Beatles merchandise. Another CD that I found that I'm glad to have back in my collection. I don't know if it's ever been released on vinyl. Prince. Old Friends for Sale. Sorry about that. I was a little bit unorganized there, but very sad that Prince passed away. I've been a big fan. In fact, I have a short story. I'll never forget how excited I was when Around the World in a Day was coming out. And I just barely had started a job and got one, like my third or fourth, fifth paycheck. And I was so anxious to rush out and get that album. And when I did, I just played it over and over and over. And I'm still a big fan of that album. I don't have it in my collection, but hopefully I'll get it again. Another one of my CD finds that I'm excited about, I haven't even opened it. Another artist that I truly miss. David Bowie, Reality on compact disc. I have the vinyl, and I just got it, and it's a clear vinyl of this album. Good stuff. Now, moving on to the LPs. One album that I'm glad to get back in my collection, and I don't remember if I ever had it on vinyl. I think I just had the CD. So I went to my local record store, and here it is. King Crimson, Discipline. I am so glad to have this back. Now it just has this kind of a sleeve. I'm thinking that this is not the original inner sleeve, but I don't mind. And I'll show you the label. It's on Warner Brothers, the EG. Haven't played it yet, but it will get spin today. As I mentioned, I'm off on Memorial Day, so I'm gonna enjoy this day playing some vinyl. Another album I was glad to get. Yeah, I'm sure this is a reissue. Is a band called Mad River. Don't know much about this group, but It was in the prog psychedelic section at this record store that I go to, and I've heard the name, but to make a long story short, I'm sold, and now it's in the collection. It's on Capitol, and like I said, I'm sure this is a reissue, but it's pretty heavy, pretty thick album. Now, the next two albums I found at a flea market, and it's a band that I've begun to like over the last few years, but here's what I found at this flea market. XTC, one of them is English Settlement, and I'm sure this is a reissue because the guy who sold it to me, I saw the original and he wanted more for that one, but the reissue, it's fine. It's on Epic Records, and it has Virgin on there, so I'm not sure if the two companies somehow, I don't know, as we say in Texas, excuse me, are they in cahoots? I don't know, but really good record. Another XTC, and it's a promo copy, and I don't have the single that it came with. It's around here somewhere, but is their album Drums and Wires. Very nice, in very good condition, these two albums. These got their nice lyric sheet with the red Virgin and really nice white promo. I apologize if you can't see it. Sometimes in this room I get the sun shining in, and then the light, here we go, the light's a little bit bright in here, but I'm getting closer to the 50 years old, I don't see very well that much anymore. One of my other albums that I found that I am glad to have in my collection, Jethro Tull, one of my favorite records. I'm not sure how you say this label, Chrysalis, I'm not sure, but another one that's in very good shape. This one, I waited, and in this case, it pays to wait. Now, some of these records that I'm showing now, I did trade for these with a gentleman that has a booth out at a flea market that I go to, but I got the Deluxe 2 record set of Fleetwood Mac Vintage Years. When I was younger, I used to get this album confused with that REO Speedwagon album. But anyway, here it is. Sire Records, one of my favorite record labels. Let's see here if I can show you the inside of the album. Really good stuff on this album. But here's the kind of the inside of it. Another one that I found, another Fleetwood Mac, and it's a two albums double album set. It has Fleetwood Mac and English Rose. Two, in my opinion, iconic records. I don't know if you can see that. It's Peter Green, one of my favorite guitar players. And this one here is on the nice, cool looking orange Epic Records. I like the orange Epic record label. Just reminds me of my teenage years and high school years when I see that label. Okay, I have two more records here I want to show. One was from a store here in Austin that I go to a lot, Half Price Books. I found the Guess Who, Rockin'. Now, for some reason, I don't know why, but the Guess Who albums around here where I live, they're going for much more money in used, sometimes $10 to $15. So when I found this for a few bucks, I grabbed it. Got the RCA Victor label there. It's got a little bit of a surface scratching, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Now the last record I have to show before I end my video is a cool German pressing of Prince's album Parade. Love this album. One of the tracks that stand out to me are just pure funkiness is Mountains. With those horns, I mean, Prince, I'm speechless at how to describe him as an artist, but he was on another level and he could bring his A game. And this album right here is one of my favorites, and I'm glad to have this back in my collection. If you get a chance to get this album, check it out. This one is on my top 10 list of good Prince albums. Very good. I even like the movie too as well. Well, folks, that's another vinyl update with Edward. Also, I'm on Instagram at Prog Rock Tommy. So until the next video, we'll see you then, and have a nice week.